Today we're going to go over an upsell letter or postcard data pull and what that would look like. We're going to keep this very simple for the purpose of the video. And what we're trying to do here is target your active customers that may have one of your services but do not have another service. To start, we're going to go to run a report and then scroll down to customer list by program job. I have something already set up here. The things that we want to really focus on is your branch, the customer type, which I have set to residential only, the customer status, make sure that's only set to active. And if any of these other parameters work out for you or you need to use them, you can use that to your discretion. Right now I have selected the lawn care program, so any active customers in 2022 that has a lawn care program but does not have a core aeration service. So this can be any service or program. I'm just choosing this for the purpose of the video. Again, we want to make sure that this is set to without in the second drop down tab here, and making sure that the year is right. And also making sure that the program and job status is only set to active like I have up here as well. You might notice I have a flag code here. Again, just for the purpose of the video, you could use flag codes or any of the advanced options that are available on any of our reports in SA. So we're going to assume that these selections are what we want. I'm going to go ahead and preview. This should pull up 10 records. You're going to want to preview before you do any sending of data across SA, just to make sure that you have the number of records that you're looking for. Flipping back to the report, the next part of this, assuming that is satisfactory, is to send it to the prepay module. So that's what's going to generate pricing for you. So a lot of people will get confused that it isn't a prepay letter or a prepay postcard. It's going to be an upsell postcard, but the prepay module is how we receive the data. So we want to go over to the left here where the action button is, and then target send to prepay letters. If you're happy with your selections, you can click send. Sometimes you might catch something that you want to change or edit here. So if you need to do that, you could just click in that gray area, make your changes, and then flip back to the action button and then send the prepay letters. So now that it's pulled up, we can go ahead and continue. The only thing that we really need to make sure is that the customer statuses are selected. Most of the time that will not be an issue for you, but it has imported all 10 of those customers. We can click next. We found those same 10 customers. For this step, we don't need to do anything. It won't let you change any of the selections here. And even if these are not correct, it won't matter for the purpose of the poll. So we can just simply click next. And then of course we want to select the services that we're upselling here. So this can be anything. Obviously, like I said earlier, I have selected core aeration at a 10% prepay discount. Anything that we select here will give them pricing for and total up on their postcard or their letters. So you want to make sure that you're only selecting what you're trying to upsell and total for. So some people will go down to the upsell neighbor part and get confused. You don't want to use that upsell part down here. The only thing that you would want to select would be neighbors. So first is selecting your service, selecting to show that the discount shows as a dollar amount or a percentage. And then of course neighbors, that is up to you. You can include neighbors on postcards and letters. I'm going to show neighbors here for anyone that has a core aeration service within a mile, showing a max number of 4 addresses. Continuing on, for most people, the text will already be a part of the artwork, or we already have the text, so you can just simply delete that. That's something you want to go over with the technician or with your salesperson before you send the data. Sometimes we do have to include the text with the data pull. Expiration date and the greeting. You can change the greeting. Some people like to change that to current homeowner or something of that effect. But most people will leave that to customer name. I'm going to open up the 4 tabs down here. Really what we want to make sure is that show prepay price is selected, and to make sure that your custom text selections are correct. If you want to include monthly installments, obviously you can go ahead and do that and set whatever number of months you want that to be for. And then CAW on the left here, if you want to include a CAW code, you can go ahead and do that and enter your bundle ID. The sorting does not matter for the purpose of the poll, so we can ignore that for now. And then again, on the balance and pricing thing, we just want to make sure that show prepay price is selected. If you want to show previous balances, you can do that. Most people do not on upsell letters and postcards. And then, of course, previewing. Now, this will not show a preview of your postcard or letter. Again, most of that's going to be custom artwork with your logo and colors and stuff like that. So if we preview, it's just going to pull up a standard prepay with their pricing here and a CAW code. And that's really what we're looking for, is just the fact that it is pulling up pricing, giving them a discount, and generating a code. Those are really the things that you want to look for. If they're not pulling pricing, obviously something's wrong with the price chart, or something's wrong with the unit of measure, or the size on the account, something to that effect. So if you do see something, that's something you're going to need to fix before you send the data. We're going to assume this is all good. It's looking good. We have pricing, we have discount, we have a CAW code. So I'm going to flip back to the prepay letter here and click the Send to RGS button, which will enable you to create an RGS file. You have to put in an email, otherwise that will gray out again. So as soon as you put that in, it re-enables and you're good to go. And that would be the end of an upsell letter or postcard data pull. After you click the create RGS file, it will give you a confirmation that it was sent, along with an email to the email you put in on the previous screen down here. And at that point, you're all set, and you can expect a proof in the next couple of days to approve or deny.